and welcome to the Stacking to Win It NFL podcast. I'm Big Italy 42 here talking about some top stacking options for you, courtesy of at Zach Scott Moxie. And starting off here, there's going to be some monster scores. Zach mentions here that Millionaire Maker on DraftKings only $3 this week. So there's going to be a ton of smaller players and less volume guys playing a ton of lineups. So going to be some big scores and got a lot of ways you can cover a lot of things, but we're going to talk about the top stacks. Both of his top stacks come from the first game, Steelers and Bengals. Bengals, obviously, the home favorites here, 26-point team total. Steelers at 23. This is a Steelers offense that has been absolutely incredible recently, despite the loss of Le'Veon Bell in the first game against the Bengals. Now Martavis Bryant, Ben Roethlisberger, D'Angelo Williams, Antonio Brown, even Marcus Wheaton had a huge game a couple weeks ago. So the guys that Zach's looking at here, especially, of course, Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant. You can stack all three. You can get yourself one-ofs. You can stack D'Angelo Williams in there instead of one of them as well. But this has been a very, very potent attack recently. And while we did see in the first game these two teams in a defensive struggle, I just don't fathom a scenario where that happens again. Bengals missing Adam Jones this week. Steelers secondary has looked just god-awful anyway. So on the opposite side of this one, as we know, the Steelers likely to put up quite a bit of points here. The Bengals on the opposite side, Andy Dalton, Tyler Eifert, hopeful to play this week. He's on the right side of making some progress here, so looks like he may be able to go. And A.J. Green, of course, as Zach mentions here, past 5 games against the Steelers, Green has 15, 18, 15, 13, and 17 targets. Back-to-back 21-point fantasy games, so this is a great game to target yourself some production. Next up, we have the Bills against the Eagles. Tyrod Taylor, LaShawn McCoy, Sammy Watkins. This is a Bills team that now that Tyrod Taylor is healthy, has been firing on all cylinders offensively, and this is an Eagles defense that has allowed a ton of productions this year, allowing the second most fantasy points to quarterbacks, most to wideouts, and most to the running backs over the past 3 weeks at 36. That trio that was mentioned there, Tyrod Taylor has at least 26 fantasy points in 2 straight weeks, averaging 20 per game on the season. Watkins really shining recently. He's a guy who has really started to produce now that Tyrod Taylor's making a point to get him the ball, averaging 24.6 fantasy points in the last couple games there for Sammy Watkins. Now you get LaShawn McCoy facing his old team. The whole battle between he and Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly saying there's a battle. LaShawn McCoy saying there's not. He doesn't blame him for being mad, but LaShawn says he's not mad. Either way, a lot of narrative, a lot of fun stuff, and either way, LaShawn McCoy's been great. So this is definitely a spot that you're going to want to be targeting there. And in a lot, I mean, LaShawn McCoy's going to be a very popular play here. More so than Tyrod and Watkins will be, but definitely you want to get yourself some exposure to these guys as well. Nice value stack here. He's got the Seahawks against the Ravens, team total 26.75, and he's mixing it up here, going with Thomas Rawls and the Seattle defense. Nice, interesting stack there that'll kind of set you apart there. He said it's a perfect week to roll that out, pairing it with one of the other stacks. Thomas Rawls with the defense there. Stacking the whole offense could be a viable strategy with Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, guys like that. But Seahawks are monster favorites, 10.5 points on the road. And we could certainly see a situation here where this team is just kind of in coast mode in the second half, running it out. Thomas Rawls has been great. 5 scores, 67 yards receiving, 712 yards rushing. And in games that the Hawks win by 15 or more, that Thomas Rawls has 71 carries for 446 and 2 scores. 15 may be a little bit of a stretch, but this is a Baltimore team that's just so bad right now. Everyone's injured, and Vegas has it at 10.5. So this is certainly a guy that could go off. And the Seattle defense in a great spot against Mr. Pick Six himself and Matt Schaub makes a lot of bad decisions. So certainly a great spot for both of these. Contrarian stack here, the Dolphins against the Giants. And coming off a week where they were a big disappointment. Last week went balanced, got the running game involved. Only 19 pass attempts, but against the Giants, who were allowing the most passing yards a game at 315, fourth most fantasy points to quarterbacks, just under 21. They've been very bad the last 5 weeks, allowing 12 scores and 1,778 passing yards. And the Dolphins are going to look to attack them through the air and through the ground as well. But Jarvis Landry has 78 catches on the season. Great for a full PPR site like DK. And next we got Devontae Parker. Obviously, Rashard Matthews is out once again. And this is certainly a risky stack because this is a team that's been very up and down throughout the season, but certainly one that has monster upside against this bad Giants defense. That'll wrap things up for us. The Stacking to Win It podcast. Find us on Twitter at DF Cafe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got lots of other great content at dailyfantasycafe.com.